Hey, welcome into another episode of the Chuckin Buckets. I'm your host, Jeff the Stat Guy, joined always as my co-host, KB. Hey, game night, KB. How we feeling tonight?
Man, excited, man. Just more excited as far as like, seeing how this game starts out for us. Obviously, who starts, who doesn't start, who gives us that spark off the bench. But really, can we continue some of that positive energy we had coming from last game on the offense and the defensive side?
Right. And then, we coming to the people a little early tonight. Normally we get jump started about 9 Eastern, but with the late tip off, we wanted to just get in here and give y'all a little taste of something before the game got rolling. But of course, we're gonna be dialed in watching this Auburn game. You already mentioned it, the starting lineup. What you think we see the same five as last Sunday?
Man, I don't see why not, man. Let's see what this lineup does one more time. Like I said, I'm not gonna say we roll with this for the rest of the year, but let's see how it does. Let's see how Joyce still kind of rolls into that five position. McKeer obviously on the defensive end, we know what she can bring off the bench, but obviously she gave it to us consistently in that starting role last game as well. So I think it's just kind of seeing if this works again. I think we're in an opportunity where we can get away with this. I mean, we're not dealing with a Reagan Beers type situation down low. We're just a guard, probably heavy game in this situation. So another game that we can test this out and see what we got.
For sure. Let's jump into these comments, see what they're on. Got Leon getting in, showing Coach Dawn some praise. Love to see it. Our OU fan, Stevie G getting in. Hey, even though he's an OU fan, we always appreciate the love and support on the channel. Appreciate you, my guy, Stevie G. Got South Carolina, Hampton. Go Gamecocks, go. And then of course, Pharaoh jumping in. Let's go Gamecocks. Pharaoh, another big time supporter of the channel. We appreciate you, my dog. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think we see McKeer start again. I think Don's comments after the game said a lot. When you talk about maybe Okot feeling too much pressure and bringing her off the bench and her being more comfortable in that role. Because I mean, if the girls are playing how Don wants them to play, everybody's going to kind of be in that 20 with a couple girls being like closer to 25 minutes anyway. She could still put up the numbers she's been putting up. So I think getting to see the game develop, being able to start a little bit quicker and more aggressive on the defensive end, kind of punching people in the mouth from the jump, I really like that kind of style of play for us.
Yeah, man, love it, man. I think the shakeup in the lineup is a good thing. I think people maybe a lot of Gamecock fans might have thought it's like, why are we doing this, or maybe this is a bad thing. But at the end of the day, man, it's about coaches putting their players in positions to win, and sometimes that does look like coming off the bench, right? It does look like maybe you doing a little bit more rebounding or doing this, but from a coaching standpoint, if we aren't putting players in position to win, what are we doing? And I think that's exactly just what we're seeing right now, seeing what works, what doesn't work. I think we found something that does work, but time will tell. Definitely not going to just go everything off of one game, but at the end of the day, man, we getting ready for April, man. We getting ready for that home stretch is what we're really doing now.
For sure. And obviously we know about the start McKeer had defensively with a couple steals early, helping move the basketball and offense as well. And then she was very aggressive in the second half and even there in the second quarter too with her baseline driving. I tell you, the one to me that I think this lineup change helps the most is Latson, because it clears the lane out for her. Now you got Joyce kind of roaming the elbow or the short corner. It completely opens that up for her to get downhill. And she was more aggressive Sunday than we've ever seen her be in a Gamecock uniform. So I'm very interested, even if the lineup doesn't start this way, if we see those 5 on the court together, I'm interested to see if we see that switch flip right away, where maybe that was the missing piece for her, is just the freedom of space to feel that she can operate.
Yeah. I think you hit it right on the head, man. It definitely opens up that lane. I mean, Okot still obviously learning how to play last 4 to 5 years here, and spacing looks different for her. So as our guards were driving there, it probably wasn't just a field type option or a pop type option for Okot. She was just kind of standing there. But with Joyce's athleticism, and we know she can play the wing as well, she's able to move around for us and open the lane, because we got guards that can be shifty, that can be aggressive, and we gotta be able to play to those talents.
Yeah, and Stevie G getting back in the comments. We did. So in Sunday's game, we brought Okot, our 6'6" center, off the bench. Started Agat McKeer in her place. So we slid Joyce down to the 5, and then basically ran a 4-guard lineup. Obviously, Agat 6'1", she long as hell and quick. I mean, she can pretty much guard 1 through 4 against pretty much any team we need her to. And then you got Tessa as well, being 6'1". So we did go a little bit smaller, and just intensified the man-to-man defense off the rip, pressuring the ball, stuff like that. So we did make that lineup change. And Dawn's reason for it was she said that Medina Okot was kind of feeling the pressure a little bit, and she wanted to kind of slow the game down for her, bring her off the bench, let her see some action and get comfortable in whatever that game might look like, as games to games can look different before you hit the court.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's building confidence for her as well. Like I said, unfortunately, since we've been in conference play, we've seen maybe some forced shots, turnovers from just rushing, and just not being kind of locked in the moment. But giving her a different perspective from the bench just allows her to see the game a little bit differently, and then be able to get some easy baskets on that second team early, and then from there we can kind of close out the game with whoever has that momentum for us.
Right. The other thing I'm interested to see tonight is the last couple nights, or the last couple games, I'll say, we have seen Tessa come out absolutely hunting in that first quarter. Is that what you want to see? I mean, we love Tessa around these parts, but is that what you want to see more of, is her hunting those early threes in the game and try to get rolling?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, we've been asking for it, for the last maybe last year, hell, but definitely, last few games, and we've seen it since that Texas game, even Texas game in a loss. We've seen that she's been aggressive, and since then, she has been looking more for her shot, and it's not a lot of force type plays. A lot of it has been just in the flow of the offense, or just some pull up threes and fast break, or just some dribble drive, kick to the corner type action, from Raven or Latson. And she's finding a groove. I mean, obviously we want to see her do maybe a little bit better on the defensive side, and not get into the early foul trouble that we kind of seen last game, and just being able to let her flow offensively for us, because we got to have her on the court.
For sure. She's someone that, as long as it's within the offense, right? As long as we're not forcing things and she's not pulling 30-footers or anything like that, but as long as it's within the offense, or that little kick behind, trailing on the transition, whatever the case may be, because she loves that shot. If she keeps shooting 46, 47% from 3, I want her taking 10 threes a game. And I'm living with it. Like, go ahead, get your 15, and let me book you down for 15, and let's keep it moving.
Oh, so you want her shooting Chavez type shots from 3? Though you want her shooting 10 threes, like you go Chavez.
Only if it's within the, like I said, I don't want her coming off the dribble, coming off a screen, pulling up 25, 30 feet. But if it's in the offense, like if I'm Raven, if I'm Latson, I'm making that extra pass to the corner. I say she's the best shooter on the team. I want her to get the most looks from deep. Now, with that being said, I think as a team, we should probably only be shooting about 15 threes a game anyway. So that's her shooting 2/3 of them. Like, we're not a great team. So, but that's kind of
I could put her between that 5 to 7 range. And I say that as well because I mean the scouting report is out, man. Like they know she can shoot the three, and I think the promise in her game is going to be that mid range game for her. Once people start closing out real hard, at that point we got one dribble, two dribble pull ups, or maybe we got it going all the way to the basket and getting the foul. So I think the closeouts are going to be looking different for her as the scouting report just continues as we get deeper into SEC play. 5 to 7 threes, I think is more maybe realistic, but after that, I think it's that mid-range game from that 15 and in.
Yeah, no, when she goes kind of in between the wing and the corner three, like kind of that spot on the floor, and she does that 2 dribble to the elbow, you couldn't tell me that ain't going in. Like
Yeah.
I know she ain't 100%, but when she hits that little drive to the elbow from that spot, I think all of those are money.
Yeah, definitely beautiful basketball when you see it.
Oh, so we getting closer to tip off. Man, it sucks. Like we talk about the SEC being deep and that there's a lot of teams that can beat a lot of other teams. Unfortunately, that's probably not the case tonight. But go ahead and give me a couple keys to victory for the Gamecocks to solve this one away.
Things that we just want to keep seeing them do, keep seeing them being aggressive, going downhill to the basket from an offensive standpoint. I talk about it all the time. Latson has to be downhill. I think that's when she's at her best, when she's downhill and getting into the fast breaks. We win on the fast break points, and we got to win on the rebounding side. We were able to win here recently, but we've had a stretch where we have not been able to win on the rebounding side, and that's going to take effort from our guards. We know Medina, when she's in there, she can rebound, but it takes a committee when we talk about trying to beat another team in offensive and defensive rebounds. So Tessa, let's get 4 or 5. Raven, let's get 3 or 4. Tanaya, let's get 2 or 3, and definitely Joyce, if she starts at that 5, man, let's get 10. Let's get 10. And we know, which I know I called out our hopefully player of the game, or at least my player of the game being Makir. Maybe we see that double-double tonight. Maybe we see that 12 and 10, 13 and 10 type vibe, but we know she can hit the boards. So we need it tonight, so let's see it.
Yeah, for all y'all that didn't get to see the preview, y'all be on double watch. KB calling his shot, Makir going for the double tonight. So y'all be on the lookout watch for that. Let's jump into some of these comments. Stevie G saying Auburn doesn't have the offense to keep up with us. They don't, Stevie G. Realistically, this is probably an easy 25, 30, maybe even 40-point win. Like it might get ugly tonight. And that's why we say all the time, like we have a mindset that even in games like this where the competition doesn't push you to your best, you have to be able to push yourself to be the best. Like we have to look like a national championship contending team tonight, even when the competition doesn't push you to that. Pharaoh getting in, rebound the ball more than the other team. Hey, we've been preaching this for a couple weeks, and this is actually I wouldn't really call it a key to the game because I think we beat Auburn really regardlessly. But this is the thing that I want to see. I don't just want to out-rebound Auburn. I want to dominate the boards. I want to see us finish with 15 to 20, somewhere in that range, more rebounds than Auburn tonight. Again, it's not vital for us winning the basketball game, but it is vital for kind of turning that corner and getting back to absolutely dominating the glass.
Yep, absolutely.
Playing team defense. We saw that Sunday. I felt Sunday, especially in the first quarter, early in the first quarter at least, probably the first 3 or 4 minutes, was the most connected I felt our defense had been. We were fighting over screens. Help side was recovering, having people's back. Like it was a really good performance.
Yeah, and it starts with just on-ball pressure. It starts as soon as that ball is being, passed in. We know Raven's normally that person. We've seen Makir start out as being that person, but on-ball pressure is going to be huge, and that's going to continue for that defenses on the wing as well.
Right. And then Pharaoh jumping in here as well, giving the little update. Mississippi State's killing Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee fans were talking reckless on the social medias about being in first place in them standings for a little day. Hate to see it.
About to be a wrap.
Couldn't happen to a better team wearing that nice orange.
Yeah, I mean, it's any given day in the SEC, though, man. It just kind of speaks to, how tough the SEC has gotten when it comes to women's basketball, man. Like, teams are getting better; they're not getting worse.
Right, and then Stevie G saying, South Carolina, the key is just playing to your standard, and it is, and that's what we talk about so much. Stevie G is like, and it's hard, right? I mean, it's really hard when the competition might not push you to that, but everyone still expects it. I mean, you're playing against yourselves, you're playing against perfection, and you're never going to have a perfect game. Like, it's just not possible to achieve that. But how close to perfection can you get? And that's what we chase night in and night out as Lady Gamecock fans when you're going for another national championship and you have the talent to make the run for it. I think UConn's the best team in the country, but
For sure.
I think we'll be there in April. We're at least gonna be able to throw our name in the hat and get to take a shot at it.
Yeah, definitely not teams in the past, but I think we're definitely a Final Four team. But that's a Final Four team that has to be clicking on all cylinders. Can't afford to have a night off when it comes tournament time.
And I'm gonna post this one because it's a pat on the back to your boy. Thanks to South Carolina for making my Sooners realize they need to throw the ball into Beers. Look, Stevie G, I told you before the season started that OU is better if Beers is taking more shots than Chavez. So you're welcome. I hate that they learned that lesson against my Gamecocks, and obviously she got off in overtime. But I told you long before the season started that that's how OU was going to find success. I'm really high on Beers. Personally, I think she's a dirty player, but I'd still take her on my team because, hey, I don't mind a dirty play every now and then.
No, she's definitely good, man. Giving credit where credit's due. One of the best stealers in the game at that 5 position, and they're definitely only going to go as far as Beers can take them.
Right. We got somebody else popping in the comments. They want to see Miss Allie play good tonight against Auburn. When I tell you, I don't know if y'all saw it though. Sunday, I believe it was the fourth quarter. She about got a little tip out still at the top of the key, and the ball was just out of reach. And I was already standing up on my chair, like, because that's how I think she's gonna get it. The big flashing up and her just cutting the pass. I think that's how we're gonna see her dunk. But as she cut up to try to steal the pass, it was just out of reach. But I was like, we just need her to punch one of them out, and the big girl gonna be off to the races, and we're gonna see what the French superstar can do.
Yeah. I think it's definitely going to come. But, just speaking about her tonight, man, I think a win for us if we can, get up big, but just allow her to get some more minutes, get a little bit of flow in the offense, get a little bit of flow on the defensive rotation, and just get some more minutes here for her. I think that'll be the biggest win for us if we can get up big and get her a lot of minutes.
For sure. And what I like about her offensive game is it's not the typical South Carolina big. Like, she plays with her back to the basket, but she plays from it more from like 8 to 10 feet instead of on the block. And so I really like that because she doesn't get pushed out of the paint. She kind of pulls the big out of the paint into her comfort zone so she can hit that little quick turnaround, especially on the baseline. She really likes that. But I really see something with her offensive game and what it can become, especially with a full off season of the weights. Like, there's a lot to be excited about with the young girl.
Yeah, for sure, man. Her potential that I see, man, is just playing off the bounce. Like you said, maybe dragging that big out and being a taller version of a Chloe Kitts that we've been seeing. If she can work on those handles in the off season, obviously hitting the weight room as well. Like, man, the sky's the limit for her.
Oh, I love seeing her in the pick and roll because whether she thinks she's getting the ball or not, she rolls hard. Like, she gets downhill, she seals, and she opens up to give you the option to pass the ball. Like, she's very fundamentally, you can tell she's got that European style to her game, very fundamentally sound in all of her movement. Like, all of her movements have a purpose. She's not out there just kind of like going through the motions. Like, everything she does is like 100% and has a purpose and a reason behind it. And the European game has been fundamentally sound for so long, which is one of the things we're missing in America in the men's and women's game right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's a definitely a fact.
Pharaoh in here calling a shot, saying she'll be our next big superstar. I could see it. I could see it. I think from the guard spot, I think Jersey is going to get a lot of attention over the next couple of years once she steps foot on campus this summer. But as far as the big, I think Allie is it. She's the next one. Oh man, give me one thing that maybe you've already mentioned, or maybe it's just something that hits your mind. Give me one final thing that you want to see tonight against Auburn, whether it's a player, a team achievement, whatever the case may be. Give me one thing you want to see tonight against Auburn.
Team achievement, man, is just setting the tone. I've kind of spoken on this in the past as well. Is when we set the tone from a defensive standpoint and an offensive standpoint, that's when we play at our best. A lot of times in these close games or even a couple of losses, we've allowed the other teams to set the tone, set the pace. And, whether we're playing too fast or playing too slow, like, man, let's get out and play Lady Gamecock basketball. And that's going to start from the beginning of the tip.
For sure. And I know I mentioned it already as far as definitely the rebounding and dominating the boards tonight. The other one is, and I believe it was Pharaoh in the chat earlier tonight said, take care of the ball. I want to see us have less than double-digit turnovers. I mean, even Sunday, the turnovers were a little high for our standards. So I want to see us have less than double. I'll bump it up. Give me less than 12 turnovers tonight. That's 3 a quarter. Give me less than 12 turnovers for the entire game, and I'll live with it. But I'd really love that number to be under 10 for the game.
Yeah, ideally we would definitely love that. But I think we know we're going to get 3 out of Ocott, and we might get 3 out of Joyce, so that's already 6. But hopefully, they can improve on those turnovers, which Joyce did a great job last game. Giving credit again, definitely want to give a shout out, passing out of that double team, just making the right plays, and carry that over, man. Carry that over to the night.
Oh, Latson and Tetsa both coming off of 20-point performances. If you had to pick between the two of them, who do you think scores more tonight?
I think Latson. Has a little bit more pressure on her than Tessa. Latson, just because where she came from Florida State, but at the same time, I mean, there's no doubt she's probably hearing people talk like, man, Latson, we need you to be this player, need you to be that player. Maybe reading some things on social media, whatever that looks like. But I think she's kind of putting some pressure on herself, just being a great player, and we see that aggressive Latson coming out in this game. So I'm gonna go with Latson.
Yeah, and we'll touch on this too before we get out of here. Stevie G said he's excited to see us play against Auburn zone. It's so good at times. It is. Their zone can be troublesome sometimes. And the way you attack that is you just beat them down the court. You don't let them set up. So even after a make, you get the ball, you go out, and you just continue to push the pace. And I know you said it earlier about setting the tempo. I think the goal tonight is to play with a really high tempo. You have everybody dressed out. You have your full 11. I think you really push the tempo tonight and don't let them have time to set up in the zone to where it can really kind of cause you problems. Because the other thing is they're not going to leave Tessa. Tessa's not going to be the one they're trying to close out on. They're just going to be on her. It's going to be Raven or Latson that are going to have to put up the open threes and knock them down. Now, Raven did hit 2 3s Sunday. Maybe she's feeling a little bit more comfortable and confident. But I'll be interested to see who takes shots, and are they good shots, or are they somebody just forcing a 3 because it just felt like the thing to do, or did it make sense in the offense? Because you have McKeer, who's not afraid to shoot it. Latson is obviously not afraid to shoot it. And then Raven has been shooting it a little bit better.
Yep. Definitely want to see how we play against the zone for sure.
All right, everybody. Like we said, we just wanted to jump in real quick before tip-off and give y'all a little taste. With the late tip-off, we won't be back after the game. Be too late for your unks. So we're gonna be we'll be tapping out. But we appreciate all y'all jumping in here and chopping it up with us before the game. Hey man, y'all enjoy the game. Y'all cheer hard for Dawn and the Lady Gamecocks, and just always remember, around here, it's always go Cox. Peace.